There is a new highest paid player in the NBA this season. For several seasons, Stephen Curry was the biggest bargain in the NBA thanks to a contract he signed when there were still doubts about the long-term health of his ankles. But this season he has finally cashed in big time and replaced LeBron James as the highest paid player in the NBA. Number 10. DeMar DeRozan, $27.7 million. He is under in the Team Toronto Raptors in a position of shooting guard. Has a 5-year contract and paid for $139 million. DeRozan's deal was the second largest in NBA history when it was signed in 2016. Number 9. James Harden, $28.3 million. He's under in the team of Houston Rockets in the position of shooting guard and has a contract of 4 years for $118 million. Harden still has another season left on his current contract before his 4-year, $169.3 million extension kicks in. His salary in the first season of that deal will be $37.8 million and it will eventually grow to $46.9 million. Number 8. Russel Westbrook. Team, Oklahoma City Thunder. Position, point guard. Contract, 3 years for $85.6 million. Westbrook recently signed a $205 million extension that will kick in next season. The $233 million the Thunder now owe Westbrook over the next 6 seasons is the most in NBA history. Westbrook's salary will peak in the final season at $46.7 million. Mike Conley is a point guard in the team Memphis Grizzlies. Has a 5-year contract for $152.6 million. Conley's contract was the richest in NBA history when it was signed during the 2016 free agency period. Kyle Lowry of Toronto Raptors. Position, point guard. Contract, 3 years for $100 million. Lowry was eligible for up to $2 million in bonuses. But to get them all, he would have needed to make the All-Star game, be named All-NBA and All-Defense, and have the Raptors win the championship. On top of that, he would also need to play in at least 65 games and average at least 25 minutes per game. The good news is he did get $200,000 for making the All-Star game. Number 5. Blake Griffin of Detroit Pistons. Position, power forward. Contract, 5 years for $171.2 million. Part of the Clippers' pitch to re-sign Griffin included T-shirts that compared Griffin to numerous historical figures, including Muhammad Ali, President John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Jr., Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln, President Barack Obama, Albert Einstein, Mahatma Gandhi, and even Michael Jackson. 6 months later they traded him to the Pistons. Number 4. Gordon Hayward of Boston Celtics. Position, small forward. Contract, 4 years for $127.8 million. In one of the biggest moves of free agency, the new-look Celtics signed Hayward and teamed him with Kyrie Irving. Doc Rivers called it the best rebuild maybe ever. Unfortunately, Hayward broke his ankle just minutes into his first game with the Celtics. Number 3. Paul Millsap of Denver Nuggets. Position, power forward. Contract, 2 years for $61 million. The Nuggets landed a legit star this offseason thanks to the Atlanta Hawks' decision to go into a rebuilding mode. According to Millsap, the Hawks never offered him a contract as a free agent. Number 2. LeBron James in the team of Cleveland Cavaliers. Position, small forward. Contract, 3 years for $99.9 million. LeBron is in his 15th season, and after 2 years of 1-year contracts in his return to the Cavs, he finally started to cash in big time the last 2 seasons. Either way, we shouldn't worry about LeBron, he is still one of the most frugal players in the NBA. And number 1. Stephen Curry of Golden State Warriors. Position, point guard. Contract, 5 years for $201.2 million. Curry's $201 million contract was the largest in NBA history at the time of its signing, a huge pay bump from what was the biggest bargain in the NBA. Warriors owner Joe Lacob apparently wanted to try to get another bargain out of Curry, as Lacob had to be talked out of offering Curry something below the max. Instead, Curry is the NBA's newest highest paid player, replacing LeBron James.